Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. DAPS.
I'm Katie.
And we are excited that you're here tonight after we just saw an owl right outside.
It was right there.
It was exciting. It was, yes.
Yeah. It was very exciting.
It was magical.
There is a video on my Instagram story.
That is true.
In case you want to see a really blurry video of what the DAPS Magic Owl looks like.
That is correct. So anyway, we have a lot of ground to cover tonight as we talk about Magic Keys, Disney Genie, Spider-Man, No Way Home. What else are we talking about? Other stuff.
Halloween parties.
Halloween parties.
Oogie Boogie Bash.
All of that fun stuff. Yes, Oogie Boogie Bash. There's no shortage to talk about tonight. And before we get into that, we do want to say if you're going on a Disney trip anytime soon, book it through Mouseways Travels. You can do that by going to dapsmagic.com and clicking on the travel button, and then you can get more information there. But let Matthew and his team at Mouseways Travel focus on all of your details so you can focus on enjoying the magic, and you'll also be helping yourself save money and also sponsoring DAPS. Also, very good thing, right?
Yay!
Yes. Very cool. So let's hop right into things tonight, Katie. But before we do, we did a thing.
We did a few things.
We had this random idea over the summer, which always leads to some of the best names or best ideas, is we're like, hey, it'd be cool. Olympics. We should watch the Olympics. And it'd be even cooler is watching the Olympics while making Legos. Yeah. So we started Olympics and Lego. And it was a completely random, like, hey, we'll go get Lego and build a Lego set while we're watching the Olympics, which really meant we're building a Lego set with the Olympics on and glancing up and like, hey, look at that person's running. So anyway, out of all of this, we ended up with 2 X-Wings, a TIE Fighter. I don't actually know. An ATST. I don't know what the other one is.
The one that Ahsoka's on.
Oh yeah, that little transport too, and then
there's
like a little village from the Mandalorian. But soon there will be another, because our good friend music teacher Mike. This is your cue. Okay.
Okay, I thought it was that box, and then I realized it was this box.
Has sent us a 1,073 piece Lego The Child. Which I feel like should be another stream.
We're going to have to build it together.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1,000 pieces.
Yep. More than we've ever done before.
It's
at least since my childhood.
I've never done a Lego set with 1,000 pieces.
Anyway, thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. We're really looking forward to building this.
Well, and streaming it. I feel like it needs to be streamed.
It's going to be its own stream. For sure.
We don't even need Olympics for it because it'll be entertaining enough. Cancel the show and build it right now. You never know.
This is going to take us at least, I'm going to say it's going to take us about 3.5 to 4 hours.
Oh, if we're lucky.
If we're lucky.
I think that's very ambitious of you to say. So yes. So we will set up that's a good word. We will set up a live stream in the near future where we will build Baby Yoda, Grogu, the child, whatever you want to call him.
All 1,000 pieces. I'm very excited. Like,
it is very cute. I'm very curious to see what finished looks like. So that is coming. And
thank you, Mike.
So be thinking of what Lego set you would like to join us, because the way it works is we're building one, you build one, and that will make it that much more fun. But we'd love to see you all do that with us, and we'll have a fun night building Lego sets.
Maybe I'll end up on the floor again. Who's to say?
You never know. But what we hope won't end up on the floor is a bunch of people tomorrow.
I might.
When they purchase their Magic Keys. So tomorrow is the day that Magic Keys do go on sale. And so, of course, we need to talk about this. Yes, let us know in the comments if you're getting a Magic Key the opening day, even though it has been made abundantly clear that you do not need to buy them on the first day.
It's true.
And I will back this up by saying they're clearly expecting to have plenty of Magic Keys available because they have the charter program, which goes for 66 days. And if they're planning on selling these for at least 66 days in a worst case scenario, which I highly doubt we're going to see in this case, there will be there will be enough for you if you don't get one tomorrow, or if you wait till tomorrow night or the next day or whatever. However, some of us will be testing out the system tomorrow morning. And I believe Murray and I, and maybe, I don't know, Katie might even join. We might be doing a live stream experience for this.
Oh.
And report on how this works. And that will be fun.
No.
But
I'll get too flustered.
You'll get too flustered. So I think, keep in mind that one, you do have to get this online.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can do it through the app or at Disneyland.com. Those are your only two options. They will not be selling them at Disneyland tomorrow. They will say, hey, open your app and go do this. And so don't do that. Remember that the cast members want you to succeed almost as much as you do.
Mm-hmm.
And so bring your patience with it. And then let us know how it goes also. Tweet at us, and we want to hear about this. I believe they will be continuously selling them. I just think they for sure will be selling them for 66 days.
There's that charter program for the first 66 days where you get a welcome package if you purchase an annual pass. So you get stickers. Or no, it's a magnet, a pin, something else. Other surprises. I wouldn't be surprised if we got stickers. And also you get access to an exclusive key holder lounge,
which is starting
September 1st.
No, where's the first lounge at?
Oh, it's starting at Starcade.
And then after about a month,
there's going to be
at a later date
terrace at what we presume is going to be the old Legacy Passholder terrace.
And we might have heard that from a person who works there also, that was like, oh, we'll see you when you come back for the... Yeah.
If you... 1 and 1 makes 2.
Yes. So that's what it looks like. We're not breaking any news there, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
So just remember that starting tomorrow, you can buy them. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to buy them. We are curious which one you're going to get.
Yeah, which pass are you getting?
Which pass are you getting, Katie?
Which
I'm
pass
sure
am I
everybody
getting?
wants to know.
Oh, I'm sure you are all just biting your nails, anxiously waiting. I'm getting a dream key.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise, surprise.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that you are also going to be getting a dream key.
Yes.
Yeah. So, of course, Dream Key is the top with minimal blackout dates or no blackout dates with the parking.
Yes.
Then it goes next step down is Believe, and then it's Enchant, and then it's Imagine. I almost said Aspire. Woo!
You know what they really need?
Inspire.
They should have one more that's above.
Wish.
Well, that would work too. I was thinking the Phantasmic Key.
Ooh, Phantasmickey.
There you go. That would work too.
Mickey.
That's clever.
Yeah.
But we will be reporting on how this goes tomorrow. Honestly, if you don't have a reason to get it tomorrow, I would wait.
Yeah, totally.
I think you will be saving yourself a lot of stress and heartburn, all of those things. Just remember, in the next few weeks, especially at Disneyland, bring your patience, bring your kindness. I mean, you should always do that anyway, but
patience and kindness go a very long way at Disneyland.
And even if they don't get you anywhere, it's the point of doing it.
Well, no,
like, it's just the way you treat people.
At the end of the day, I'm a very firm believer that if you are not living your life through like joy and kindness, all you're doing is really hurting yourself at the end of the day too. You're hurting the people around you, and you're not going to have a good time.
And other people aren't going to have a good time.
And other people aren't going to have a good time.
Yes. So bring your patience, bring your kindness, all of that stuff. And hopefully we'll see you in the parks soon. I'm looking forward to the Magic Key program. I don't see it being a huge difference than the annual pass program, other than reservations. And when we can confirm that there's a Christmas parade, for sure we will. However, we won't report that until it is
for sure
a fact.
Yes.
And a public fact, because sometimes we can't say things that we know just because that's not fair to the rest of the world. And things change. Like the problem is sometimes these things change, and that doesn't help anybody either.
That is the biggest reasoning.
Yes. So be hopeful. We're very hopeful for things.
Because I do love I can hear the beginning of a Christmas fantasy in my head playing right now, and that's a very happy sound. So
yes. Anyway, I'm excited about Magic Key. I think it's very similar to the annual pass program, other than the reservation stuff. And And I think Disney, it looks so far, we'll see how it plays out in the next couple of days, weeks, months. But I am very optimistic that this is going to work. And honestly, when you think of 40 years of accumulation of passes, one day is not going to do it. Like, and the amount of people I've talked to, they're like, well, I want to see how it works out, or I'm going to wait till my first time to go, or, like all of these different things that are happening. So I don't actually think there should be a huge reason to stress out about this at this point. That's...
Will the website break tomorrow? Most likely.
You never know.
I'd put money on it. But I also think that unlike Oogie Boogie Bash or Touch of Disney, there's no reason to be like, oh my gosh, the website went down. The queue says 12 hours.
I don't actually know that it will. I think there will be a virtual queue. I think that would not surprise me at all.
Yeah.
I don't know that it will. I think there's a very dedicated group of fans that will get it tomorrow no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's the same as like Touch of Disney, where there's only a certain amount of dates, or even Halloween Party, there's only a certain amount of dates.
Well,
so when you don't have that same level of, I'm going to lose out on something, maybe
that's what I was saying, was also there is that freedom where you are able to walk away. Say it's a really long thing and you have to go make dinner, or it's not, if you walk away from your screen, you might miss out forever.
Yep.
And
my pro tip is, honestly, if you want to do this easy, don't even try before like 4:00 tomorrow afternoon.
That's fair.
Like, I would tend to guess by mid to late afternoon into the evening, you're going to have a very smooth process. And if you wait a day, then it's just going to be,
you'll be right in.
And we've seen that with Disneyland tickets and stuff too, where it's like people that waited till the afternoon just went right on through. And
but even if at 10 a.m. I'm in a 6-hour long virtual queue or what have you, I'm still going to at least be a part of it, because I'll get FOMO if I miss out. It's true.
Okay, that's fair.
I want to just experience that.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be able to stay in it for 6 hours because I have things to do. But
come back 6 hours later. Oh, 2 seconds later, I'm done.
I'll leave my phone open and just...
Yeah, I think it'll be very interesting to see how it plays out. It'll be also interesting just to see what the new traffic flows in the parks are once these are available.
Because it's been very quiet the last couple weeks.
Yes. And so it'll be very interesting to see, do things pick up more? Do they not? Like, that would be kind of shocking to me. But and then what becomes the new busy days of the week? Like, if you went back a couple of years, it's interesting because I can go back as far as, I remember in 2004 talking to a cast member, and they're like, they got this new thing where they're trying to figure out how to make every day at Disneyland the exact same level of people. Mm-hmm. And I was like, how are they going to do that? That makes no sense. This is 2004, mind you. Like,
I don't remember.
DAPS is just a baby in 2004.
DAPS is a true newborn.
And I remember, it wasn't that I was laughing at it, but it also kind of was beyond my level of comprehension at the time of like, you can't control crowds. Like, people are going to come when they want to come. And I remember the next year, the 50th came and everything was busy. And it was just like, oh, that didn't work
and
out.
then they made it, a pretty consistent experience every day, because every day the 50th
and
was
that
busy.
And that did help. But then a couple of years went by, and then it was like, these are the certain days of the week that are busy. And these are the days, if you don't want it to be busy, go now. Like Friday mornings before everything changed, you could basically go into the park and you could get everything done before the evening crowd came in. And that's just one of many good times that you could go. But, and if you go back to pre-2004, Sundays were amazing.
I don't.
But
I don't have any memories pre-2004.
But then they bring in different passes levels, SoCal Pass and different levels, as opposed to just having one. And you started seeing this evening out of like, oh, they're actually able to somewhat manipulate people to go on different days during the weeks or whatever. And now with this new system, I mean, this is where the reservations could actually benefit everybody is they could see things kind of rise and fall in a much more level manner, and that will be interesting to see if that actually works. And for those worried about getting into the parks on random days, I have a friend that in Florida, her kids got out of school today. They grabbed reservations and hopped over to, I think it was Animal Kingdom or something tonight.
Oh,
and
the dream.
and so I think there's still those possibilities of spontaneity. It's kind of almost like telling somebody you're coming over before you do.
Yeah.
From a hospitality standpoint. And so we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Whew.
Should we move on?
Let's move on to an equally fun topic.
Disney announced the Disney Genie.
And Disney Genie Plus. And Lightning Lane.
Okay, so we can... And that is the big miss.
Ka-chow.
There's no
lightning.
one
said ka-chow.
Yes. I would have put Lightning McQueen into the Lightning Lane and built up that. Like, I think that would have been really great. But that didn't happen.
No.
Anyway, that's fine. So Disney Genie, I'm actually very intrigued by this as I've been looking into it more. Disney Genie itself could be really cool and could make for a very fun video at the very least. But it helps you plot out your day by prioritizing what you want to do and giving you the best way to do this. Mm-hmm. And I think that's, looking at it, it looks like there's some really cool algorithms, and there will be some very interesting experiences to be had as you test this and see how well it works.
So tackling Disney Genie first.
Yes.
I think it's a great system, especially for people that aren't going to get out to Florida very often. Yep. I think that this is going to be something that's super awesome. And you're saying that these are the attractions I really want to hit. This is what I'm very interested in. And then it
plots out a plan.
It plots out a plan based off the algorithm of, okay, here's when wait times are going to be lower. And here's when you hit these attractions, here's the food that's nearby. Here's what you could mobile order. Mm-hmm. It gives you a very flexible plan of how you can enjoy your vacation.
And I think it will work for entertainment. Like if you want to go see Beauty and the Beast, you just say, hey, I want to see Beauty and the Beast. And it's going to take that into account. And I'm very curious as it does this. Because to me, as we were watching the video that they released, this is a mix between like Waze mm-hmm. and kind of like, I don't know, like it's kind of like a Disneyland or a Disney Waze.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
Like as I was looking at it, and that will be interesting. And I think the great part about it is you're not locked into it.
No.
So if you don't want to do it, you just do something else and you can pick it back up at any point. Like it's just an extra benefit or perk tool, if you have, or if you will, for when you're in the parks. I think that part's interesting. What gets even more interesting in multiple ways is Disney Plus.
Genie Plus.
Genie Plus.
It's hard. There's too many pluses.
There's way too many pluses. And everybody else is using them too, which I'm not a huge fan of. But
Paramount Plus, Discovery Plus. Anywho.
It's confusing.
Disney Genie Plus.
Disney Genie Plus, $15 at Walt Disney World, $20 at Disneyland. And then you basically are put into, like, you can get into the Lightning Lane for most attractions.
And one attraction at a time.
One at a time, which is fine.
Yeah.
It
just an important clarification.
Looks very much like Max Pass was last year, whatever it was.
It seems very similar to Max Pass. The only difference is that certain attractions will be offered a la carte,
which are specifically for the Lightning Lane. So think Radiator Springs, think Rise of the Resistance, and those will not be. And I actually was at first, I was like, that's weird. But then I realized the demand on Genie Plus, well, everybody's going to go to Rise. Everybody's going to go to Radiator Springs. And I think this is a really wise move, is to make this kind of a second tier, Lightning Lane, but it's almost like a Genie Plus, where it does keep, like, what this ends up doing is it keeps the standby line from getting too long.
Yeah.
Because if everybody just went to the one attraction or tried to get to the one attraction and then couldn't get in because they ran out of capacity or whatever for Genie Plus, you'd have unhappy people mm-hmm. both in the Genie Plus system and then also in the standby system, which isn't changing. And by having the virtual queue, yes, that will still be there, Mike, for Rise of the Resistance. and lightning lane. You can still use that lightning lane, but it won't hopefully get overwhelmed. And the other thing they can do, as much as we may like or dislike this, you can change the prices by the day.
And what it comes down to, and Mike, you're not alone. We should honestly do like a whole video explaining it.
I want to do an infographic.
I think you should. I think that'd be really, really great.
Maybe tomorrow.
What it comes down to is that even me in my infinite Disney experience, if I could pay a price to for sure get my parents on Rise of the Resistance, I would do it. Because like I just took my mom like 2 months ago. And my dad hasn't been to Disneyland since Galaxy's Edge even opened. So if I could pay Disneyland a certain amount of money and for sure get on the attraction, I would do it. Just because I want them to be able to experience that.
But you wouldn't do it every time. And I think that's kind of the thing we have to get out of our head, is like, this isn't something that you necessarily want to do every time you're at the park. That would add up very fast. But for special occasions, which really every time at Disney is a special occasion, but when that's your must-do thing, go for it. Or if you're with somebody who like Cars is their favorite attraction and you want to make sure that you hit it, that's gonna be it's gonna be priorities. I think that's the big thing. And it'll be interesting to see what the prices for these end up being, and I really think you're gonna see those fluctuate as as they get data points to figure out what this is. And that will be very interesting. I'm thinking Guardians is in the
Genie Plus.
The Genie Plus. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I feel like I saw that somewhere. I don't know. We will know very soon. Because it is coming to the parks this fall. So we will have more on that as we get to experience it, test it, and all that fun stuff.
Fall started today. Pumpkin spice started
we've
today.
Got a couple months. We will see. All right, moving right along today, Disney teased more villains coming to the Oogie Boogie Bash. They teased what I presume to be Sid from Toy Story. Also Cruella. That one was fairly straightforward. And perhaps most interestingly, or most excitingly, I don't know.
I'm so excited.
But it was Agatha all along who was coming to the Oogie Boogie Bash. And do you like how I did that?
That was great.
That was very good.
That was great.
I wish I could do that every time. But so Cruella, Agatha, Sid, all appear to be coming to the Oogie Boogie Bash this year. You only care about Agatha, huh?
No, honestly, I'm really, really excited to see live action Cruella because I think her looks were incredible. So I'm excited to see how that's gonna transfer. I'm also
and it looks like it's the party dress. The red one.
I'm so intrigued into how they're gonna pull Sid off. So I'm super excited about that.
That one actually was the one I was like, I think because we were talking about this earlier. With some people, and they're like, well, it looks like it's the name of the doll? Like the spider doll or whatever it is. And I was like, well, to me, it looks like they took a prop representing each character. So I'm pretty sure this is Sid. This is Cruella, obviously. And then also
because they were doing
Agatha.
a tease.
Yes.
So super excited to see how Sid is going to come to life in the parks. I think that's fascinating. But I am thrilled to see Agatha Harkness.
So here's my big question. I think Agatha is going to be the one everybody wants to see. And I'm hoping she's in a place where you can just kind of walk by and be like, hey, there she is, as she yells at you.
I want her at the top of Carthay, and I want her to say, only a witch can cast magic in her runes. That's what I want.
Okay.
And I want big purple clouds, because Carthay's purple at Halloween anyway.
So she's going to fight with Oogie.
Oh, that'd be incredible.
Yeah. So the big question is, since I think Agatha is the one everybody's going to be geeking out about, of all of the Disney properties, which Disney villain, and that could be Star Wars, that could be Marvel, that could be Pixar, we could even go 20th century now. What villain of all of these would you really love to see at a Halloween party?
From a terror factor, I'd love to see Thanos.
Okay,
because
cool.
Thanos is huge.
I thought you were going to say Chernobog when you were saying terror factor.
Okay.
Like, that would be pretty crazy.
Okay. Mr. Daps, you know what's going to happen if you say Chernabog. I'm going to start talking about World of Color, and then I'm not going to stop talking about Chernabog and how I wish that effect worked. So, that's a very dangerous word that you just said. Chernabog, like, start something in my brain.
You'd like to see Thanos.
I think Thanos would be very ooky spooky. Like, put that man in Avengers Campus. Put a glove on him, so there's this fear of.
Would he be the scariest to you, or just the coolest? Because Clocky is saying Ultron, and I actually had this thought of like, I actually think that's the scariest. Like, I was kind of going
Ultron's
for like
scary.
Well, especially now that you know the technology is possible to make something that looks like that move.
Well, especially because Ultron is in the queue for Guardians, correct?
Part of him, right? Yeah.
Right, yeah. So it'd be scary if he was gone from there and was in the park somewhere. Like, that would be terrifying.
Or I mean, you just see, like, I saw the robots running around online earlier this week.
I don't like when I see robots running around.
Yeah, and you could totally do that, and that's terrifying as well. Yeah, that would be very interesting.
Scary.
I would like to see Scar. I think that would actually be pretty cool.
Just a lion. I just want to see.
Well, because remember they used to have Mufasa in the parade, so I feel like, or no, that was Simba.
I was just joking around that they trained a lion to.
Okay, but I'm talking about the one I wanted to see. Yeah. I think actually, what would also be cool is Harold. That would actually wouldn't be terrifying. I think it would just be very cool is to see Harold walking around.
Oh no, I would be scared.
Okay, maybe a little bit, but I think that'd be super cool. The other one would be cool is, honestly, I would love to see Emperor Palpatine walking around too.
Oh no! You have so many like nightmare
cackling Emperor Palpatine.
All the things that Mr. Daps is saying are things that if I saw in real life, I wouldn't sleep.
Oh, Glomgold would be really good too, from DuckTales. That would be fun. I like this. All right, we are gonna move right along because we've only got a few more minutes left, and perhaps
this is the big one
of the biggest stories of the week was the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer finally arrived just a few months before the movie arrives. And I think there's a line in it that was like, what was that?
Mm-hmm. What just happened?
Yeah. And that's kind of what you see or you think once you've seen this trailer. And we're in for a heck of a ride come December 17th, if my memory is correct. Whew. What'd you think, Katie?
Okay, first of all, it's epic. It's so exciting. I will say that I was at work when the trailer officially dropped. And it was me and one of my coworkers just kind of screaming at each other like, a Spider-Man trailer dropped!
I feel like this is one of the ones where we don't do reaction videos, but we should have done a reaction video for all of us.
It would have, that would have been really funny if I had filmed that at work.
I was just shouting what?
Yeah. So it was very mind-blowing. I'm so excited. We both have kind of theorized on, we're not going to do that theorizing here, I don't think, of what the trailer could mean. But I will say that
How many misdirections do you think are in that trailer?
So many.
Yeah.
Because there are some hints that there may be the Sinister Six coming, which would be super duper exciting because that's callbacks to Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. But they also just could be like, LOL lightning. Oh, you thought that was Electro? That's on you, bud.
I think they're messing with us massively.
I am excited about a Doctor Strange and Peter Parker team up, though.
Yes.
I think
that chemistry is very amusing.
Yeah.
Like, he's almost above Peter Parker, but he also feels like he has to acknowledge him.
It's kind of like a Big Brother it's very Big Brother comes home from college type thing, especially when he's in his sweatshirt and his big puffy jacket. I just love, we saved half the universe together. You don't have to call me sir. Like, I just love this callback to Infinity War and Endgame of, oh, you know that thing we did last summer when we just saved the whole universe. Yeah, the trailer's killer. I've watched it a few times and it does not get old.
Well, and I keep catching more things and I'm like, well, I think this is misdirection.
It could be. It's
there
also
are
a
so
Marvel
many
trailer.
things. Yeah, but I think it'll be very interesting, and I don't want to say too much about it because I feel like there's spoilers if I do. but I do think there's a very interesting psychology that was put into making this trailer. And I would love if they would make a featurette that doesn't come out till after the movie, maybe when they're about to digital download and Blu-ray and all that stuff, of like, here's how we made this trailer and what we were trying to make you think and feel. Did it work? And then you have all these people screaming yes.
More specifically, there has to be a reason why they waited this long to release the trailer, as where Eternals and Shang-Chi have had trailers in relation to their release date much.
Do you think part of it was to let What If get going though?
I don't know, because there was all this theorizing of, oh, well, until Loki establishes this, then it's going to drop. Until What If establishes this, then it's going to drop. Until I love the idea that WandaVision. Okay, I get that. I don't know that I believe it though, Nathan. I was about to say that. I love that idea. I think it's really awesome. I don't know that was.
You might want to say what he said because the podcast can't read that.
Podcast can't read that. It had to line up with the calendar from WandaVision. So August 23rd was the date that had the heart on it in the first episode of WandaVision. It's Marvel, so you really never know. I love it in my heart. I just don't know that I believe it. It's a great idea, but I'm so interested into all the factors.
I do feel like Kevin Feige though does kind of what I do on occasion, where it's like you get this going and you get this great thing happening and you connect the dots afterwards.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's one of those things where you can build a good story and then fill it in later. And a coincidence can become more than that just because you decided to. And I think that happens a lot in Marvel, probably more than we'll ever know. But yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how this turns out. And we got 2 other Marvel movies before then?
So Shang-Chi comes out next week.
Yep.
And then Eternals comes out in November.
Yep.
And then Spider-Man is in
so 2 more.
December. It's going to be a great...
You know these are going to somehow connect and lead up to these things. So I have questions and theories for that. I believe, hopefully I'm not throwing him on the spot, is after Shang-Chi comes out, we will be having our good friend Nathan on to explain what the heck happened.
The Nathan Hatton?
The one and only. And yeah, so that will be fun. Hopefully that works in your schedule, Nathan. Nathan. Anyway, I've talked to him about this.
Okay.
Like, it's not a complete surprise. Anyway, we are running out of time tonight, Katie. What should people do?
Well, this has gone longer than 30 minutes, so be sure to subscribe and pay for Geeks Corner Plus, coming to you soon. No, never going to happen. No. Anyway, subscribe to dapsmagic.com, subscribe to our mailing list, where we cover all the Disney and geek news every single day.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of it. So yeah, make sure you go there and you don't miss all of it.
And then subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, so you don't miss any of the videos that we have going up there. We've got Disney Reporter. We've obviously got this Geeks Corner. We've also got Disney This Day with Egon Bonkers, where he tells you what happened every day in Disney history, which is kind of fun to watch, and it's nice and short. And then all of those Disneyland videos we continue to film, and we are taking requests. So if you've got something you'd like to see from the parks, we will do our very best to film it and then post it. We are working on that as we speak. Anyway, that is all the time that we have for you this week, so we will see you around the corner.
Bye.